Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be testing out more new makeup. Once again, I know this is like my third or fourth video this month testing out new makeup. I apologize, I'm not trying to like shove these products in your faces or anything, but it is my job to review these products for you guys and hopefully help you determine what you want to spend your money on. And I hope that these videos can be a little bit helpful. Do not feel obligated to go out and spend your hard-earned money on all of these new makeup releases because I know it's a lot. So those are not my intentions with these videos. My intentions are really just hopefully, like I said, to help you out and so you can determine like, okay, is this worth it? Is this worth the hype? Do I want this product? Do I not want it? You know what I mean? So some of these things I got from Sephora. I just placed an order last week, and then I also made 2 Ulta trips and I got some stuff here. And then I got some stuff in PR as well, which we will chat about as we go through it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Definitely grab a snack and let's get into it. Okay. We have lots of stuff to test out. So I already, of course, did my brows and I primed my lids and everything. And I actually set my lids as well. I used the Bretman Rock and Wet n Wild collab, and I used the eyeshadow in here. This like really matte cream shade. I'm gonna, I think, start off with this palette from LA Girl, just because I want to use the Bretman Rock palette, but I also want to use this one just because there are some really good transition shades in here. The Bretman Rock palette is gorgeous from Wet n Wild, by the way. I like jabbed my nail in here by accident. That's why it looks like that. But this is so beautiful. I feel like this is like screaming spring and summer to me. So we're going to play with this, but there aren't really transition colors in here. There's a lot of bold shades. So that's why I'm going to dip into the LA Girl Pro Mastery eyeshadow palette, which this one looks like this. Really beautiful packaging. I always love LA Girl's packaging. I feel like they do it really well. It almost reminds me of something high-end. I mean, this huge mirror and like the huge variety of mattes and shimmers in here. I love it. So I'm going to start off with this color, and I'm just going to be applying that right in my crease. Ooh, I've tried LA Girl eyeshadows in the past. They have a few of these palettes and I've enjoyed them before. I think they're great. The color selection is nice and you can see the shadows build up really nicely and they're really, really buttery. There's a little bit of kickback, but I feel like that's kind of bound to happen with all eyeshadows, especially if they are really pigmented. Do we like that? Okay, yes. I have a little fuzzy right here. That's the thing when you wear black, like everything is exposed. I haven't taken Bernardo on a walk yet because I was filming this video, but the minute that I do, there's gonna be dog hair all over the shirt. Dog mom life. I'm gonna go into this shade right here and I'm just gonna apply that right in my crease. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush. This one's from Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to kind of run that in there. Pretty. Loving these tones. You guys know these are like my tones. I think I'm gonna do like a pop of blue all over the lid though today, just to switch it up. Because if it was up to me, I would do like a neutral look for every single video because I just love those neutral tones. But I think I've been doing pretty good though. I've been doing different looks, like different colors. Like my past couple of videos, they're all different shades on my lids. Like they're not all neutral colors. So I've been really proud of myself. I know some people still don't think that it's enough and people want me to still step out of the box more, but I always say this, but like I'm not like a makeup artist. I'm not like Nikki Tutorials. Like I could never do that kind of makeup. Like that to me is amazing and she's super talented, but I'm just like, you know, just like an average girl who likes to play with makeup, not really like get that into it. You know what I mean? Am I done with this palette or do I want to do a little bit more? Let's go into the Bretman Rock palette. This is so beautiful, by the way. This kind of reminds me of a like BH Cosmetics palette. Like the packaging, it's super cute. It's really thin. I love the color. It's their Jungle Rock collab. And there's a couple other things in the collab which I will use in today's video, but this is amazing. I think I'm gonna start off with this purple shade right down here. And I love all the names and like the entire theme of this is cute. So I'm gonna take that. This one specifically is called Feline Myself. So cute. And I'm gonna take that on the outer crease. I'm like, I always get nervous whenever I start playing with color. I'm really starting off very light and then just working my way up and like really building up that shade just because I don't know how this is going to turn out. I try to plan my looks like before I film. Like I'll look at the makeup and I'll just literally sit there and like stare at the eyeshadow palette and try to figure out, okay, what do I want to do? But when I start filming, it usually just ends up turning out completely different. Hold on, should we put the brightness down a little bit so we could see what we're doing and get closer? Let's get closer. There we go. I think I need a smaller brush. That's why this is not really blending the way that I want it, because this brush is a little bit too big. So let's switch brushes very quickly. I need something that's gonna fit right in the crease. Really trying to build this color up. Okay, I actually like this vibe. This is like pretty cute. Obviously it needs to be blended, but like I'm kind of feeling it. Then I'm gonna go into Flamingo. That's a cute name. And this is like a really hot pink. And I'm gonna take that and kind of run that right into my crease a little bit. And then I'll go in with the first blending brush that I was using, and I'm gonna blend that out a little bit more. I kind of just wanna place the color down first and then blend it. This is like not really blending that great. You really have to take your time. I don't know, these colors, I usually really love Wet n Wild eyeshadows. Like they're great. I think they're some of the best at the drugstore, but this palette's taking a little bit longer to blend than the usual formula. Let's try to put a lid shade all over and kind of see what happens. I was gonna do blue. Like I was gonna do like this really bright blue, but I don't know. I feel like that's not gonna really match with this. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of this shade and I'm probably gonna add this yellow gold as well. I feel like whenever my mattes aren't blending properly, I like to go in with a shimmer. Shimmers usually tend to fix your eyeshadow. Like if it doesn't look great, just add a shimmer and call it a day. And I did just spray my brush because I feel like that's a must. I do it in every single video. This is pretty. So I'm basically dipping into the two like gold shades that I just mentioned and then just spraying. I know I need to blend more. This doesn't look that great right now, but hopefully this will come together. This kind of reminds me of the shade Trophy Wife from Fenty. It's like that really beautiful gold shade. It's like a true gold. But it's almost like a lime gold, like lime green gold. Does that make sense? You get me. Okay, yeah, this needs to be blended, so I'm just adding more of that purple. And kind of blending out these shadows. For some reason, I can't seem to blend this in right here. Like I'm trying to use like even a smaller, more precise brush that fits like perfectly right into the crease. And I'm just not really getting like this side for some reason. I'm not getting like the blend that I want. Like it doesn't look perfect. So I really love Wet n Wild eyeshadows. Like nothing against Wet n Wild, nothing against Bretman Rock at all. But I just found this formula in these eyeshadows to be a little bit more difficult to blend than normal. Their smaller palettes that they have, I love them. The Color Icon palettes are amazing. They're super easy to blend. I've never had any issues and they're like $5. But for some reason, this eyeshadow formula seems a little bit more dry and you really need to like build it up and take your time blending because it's not as buttery as their Color Icon shadow. So I don't know if maybe they switched it up or something. I really wanted to love this. I actually like the like color scheme and everything, but I just feel like the eyeshadow formula is a little on the dry side. I will use the other shades and I'll keep you guys posted. Or maybe it's just me today. Maybe it's just not a good eyeshadow day. I don't know. But I'm going to apply lashes and do all that fun stuff off camera really quick just because I feel like we spent so much time on the eyes already. So I want to move into the skin already. So I think I'm going to use the Lily lashes, and these are the Faux Mink in the style Randy. Or Rani. Okay, I just applied my lashes, and I feel like the lashes definitely help with this look. I used a different brush that I have in my collection. This is from the brand Araceli. It just looks like this. It's kind of like the Sigma E25 blending brush, but it's like a little bit smaller, like just a tiny bit. I'm trying to like blend out this purple, and it's just not really blending out that great. Now I have heard purples are really difficult to make, like to make super creamy and blendable. And I know you're like, Jasmine, that's a matte. Like, what do you mean creamy? But there's certain matte shades that when you blend them, they're just so seamless, like no matter what. And when you layer them, they layer really well. But for me, I just find this purple to be really, really challenging to work with. I watched a couple videos also, and a couple other people are having some issues blending out the mattes. So I feel like for me, the shimmers are a win. The mattes, not so much, but I will keep using this palette. I'll use it again and I'll keep you guys posted. I thought it was just me. Like, I was like, maybe I'm having a bad eyeshadow day, because that happens. You feel like eyeshadow and me were like hit or miss, but I do really like the color scheme. I think the gold with purple, really pretty. But let's move on to the rest of the face. So I have a new primer today from Urban Decay. This is their all-nighter face primer, their long wear grip. It preps, smooths, and perfects your face. It looks like this. The packaging is super cute. I really, really like it. I'm just gonna apply this everywhere. Feels good. It feels like a moisturizer. I'm gonna mainly put this on my T-zone. Oh, I got a little glitter on my face. Someone commented on my video and they're like, when you use eyeshadows with glitter, you're bound to have glitter on your face for like at least a week. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. That always happens to me. Never fails. Okay, now for foundation, I have the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. This is supposed to brighten, smooth, firm, hydrate, and even out your skin tone. Packaging is nice. It's like a glass and it comes with a pump, which is great. I'm gonna shake it up. And this was sent to me in PR. So I'm just gonna apply this one side with the sponge and the other side with the brush. I know I used to do this all the time. I kind of just don't do it anymore because I don't really use foundation with a brush anymore, but I know some people do. So I'm gonna do one side with my Dose of Color sponge and then the other side with a brush. I don't think this shade is going to match. What color is this? Y355. I feel like it's a little pinky. This smells pretty good. It kind of smells like hand soap. It's so weird. I know I smell everything. I literally smell everything. And you know what's funny? I usually smell everything except food. Like, I'll smell food sometimes, but like when it comes to makeup or anything that I'm putting on my face, like that's the thing that I always smell the most. I don't know why. So weird. Let's look up the claims on this foundation because I'm getting no coverage. And you guys know I love my full coverage. Okay, so it just says a skin revitalizing foundation that adds a radiant satin finish while hydrating, smoothing, and firming the skin. Oh my gosh, the coverage is light. Yeah, it's not a full coverage foundation. I would much rather use a light coverage drugstore foundation versus high end. I don't know why, that's just like me. I feel like if you want light coverage, you could just get that at the drugstore. I'm gonna see how it builds up with a brush on the other side. I'm gonna use this brush from Amazon. Definitely is a very hydrating foundation. I do feel like you get like a little bit more coverage with a brush versus with a sponge. Okay, so I'm really not loving the foundation. I just personally don't love light coverage on me, especially now because I do have some acne to cover up, so it's just typically not what I go for, especially with a very dramatic look like today. This foundation kind of reminds me of the CoverGirl Skin Milk foundation, like the finish of it, the fact that it's light coverage, everything. It's literally, to me, identical to that one. The only thing is like the smell is a little bit different, but like this is the CoverGirl one to me. Like it reminds me a lot of it, and I didn't love that one either, so I'm gonna pass on this so far. First impression, not loving it. Hopefully the concealer that I have will be good. It's supposed to be really full coverage, so hopefully this will help this situation that we have going on. So I have the new Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer. This is their long wear crease proof concealer, and I got mine in the shade C6. So this is supposed to be more full coverage than their original concealer, which I actually do like that one. I don't think that one is super full coverage, but it is a really great concealer, especially for cream contouring. So, oh no, this is a little too light. So I'm gonna do one side first. I also have the new Beauty Blender Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer that maybe we can just test out today as well. I'm gonna use my Dose of Colors sponge. I don't want this video to be a fail, so I'm gonna keep trying to make these products work, but this is too light for me. Really good coverage though, I will say. It did blend out really nicely, but this is just way too light for me right now. I hope that this Beauty Blender concealer matches. So this is supposed to be a weightless, long-wearing, full coverage, hydrating concealer, and I got mine in the shade Light Olive, which is looking also pretty light. What do we do? Do we just try to make this work? This is so light. I'm using the other side of the sponge. Now, to be fair, I also did use more of the Makeup Revolution concealer than the Beauty Blender one, just because the Beauty Blender one looks so much more light than the Makeup Revolution one, so I didn't want to use too much. But just from blending this out right here, it doesn't look like it's full coverage at all. And normally with full coverage concealers, you don't need a lot to get the full coverage, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna balance this out. I don't want this to look too white, and I don't want this video to be a fail, so I'm gonna use my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. I'm gonna just use this in the shade Natural just to try to, like, you know, balance this out a little bit and get some yellow tones on my face, because right now I'm looking crazy. The Makeup Revolution concealer is definitely on the matte side, so just something to keep in mind. Then I'm gonna go in with the new Catrice HD Baking and Setting Loose Powder. I have this one in the shade Warm Ivory. Ooh, it's definitely mattifying. It's a little too dry for me, like first impression, I'm not loving this. It's like certain makeup products, and especially for me, like I test out so much makeup and like I just know what I like and what works with my skin, that there's certain products that I just have to put them on my face like for a few seconds and I know, okay, I don't like this. I do keep testing out products though, like I will give them a second, third, fourth chance, and you know, sometimes I do end up loving them after using them a couple of times. Like I've had so many products where like I hate them the first time I use them and then I end up loving them. So makeup is definitely trial and error for sure. I'm gonna test this powder out and see if there's a white cast. So let's do that really quick. Oh my goodness, girl. Oh my God, this looks terrible. Okay, I'm gonna finish up these lower lashes really quick, and I'm just gonna go into probably like the pink and the purple and just smudge that right on the lower lash line. Then I'm just gonna line my waterline with the Colourpop BFF Cream Gel Liner in the shade Dirty Talk. I'm gonna go in with the Ofra HD Volumizing Mascara. I used this earlier on my top lashes. I'm gonna use it for the lower lashes. Okay, I'm gonna go into the Alamar Cosmetics Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. This is really cute. I love Alamar. I first discovered them through BoxyCharm. Every product that I've ever used from them and their brushes, I've always been super impressed with. I don't have a product that I don't like from them. Like their blushes, their lip products, everything's amazing. So this one is in the shade Medium. Specifically, it is Medium Tan. And I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna use that to bronze and contour. This one's in the shade Soltera. Their eye brushes are great, and this one so far, so good. This is probably like the best product that I used today. For highlighter, I'm gonna use the Bretman Jungle Rock Loose Highlighter Duo. So it comes with a gold lioness and a bronze tigress highlighter. It's like a Really cute packaging, and I love Wet n Wild's loose highlighters, so I feel like this is going to be good. So this is what the packaging looks like. So you can see both of the highlighters are divided, the lighter one and then the darker one right here. And I did get their new brush, the highlighter brush, and I also love Wet n Wild makeup brushes, so I saw this and I was like, I need that. It's only like $7, so I'm going to use that to apply the highlighter. Pretty. It's definitely glittery, so just something to keep in mind. I feel like this, you need to probably spray it so it can like stick a little bit better so that the glitter isn't like flying all over the place. Let's actually do lip color. Let's hope that these lip colors are a little bit better. I have a new lipstick. I have actually a ton of new lipsticks from Smashbox. Today I'm gonna use a nude. I know a lot of people were telling me that they're tired of my nude lips, but you know what? I need a new lip color to hopefully bring this look together and help me out a little bit, because I really don't have that many favorites in today's video. So let's hope that this is gonna help. So these are the new Smashbox lipsticks. These are the Always On Cream to Matte lipsticks, and this one is in the shade I'm Here For It. So it's like a really beautiful nude. I've never tried a Smashbox lipstick. I love their liquid lipstick formula, but actually let me line my lips. Like, who am I? I'm just gonna line my lips with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. Oh, the color matches perfectly with the lip liner. This probably doesn't really honestly match with the eye makeup, but like honestly, can this video get any worse? Probably not. Then I have the Jungle Rock lip glosses, again from Bretman Rock. This one is in the shade Fearless, and then the other one is in the shade Ferocity. So that is what they look like. I'm gonna start off with Fearless. Oh, it does like dry down matte. Almost like a liquid lipstick, but like a lipstick. It's one of those lip glosses that you really have to build up. It's not going to be like a Fenty Gloss Bomb where it's like one swipe and you're good. Okay, so this is Fearless. I thought it was going to be a little bit more glittery on the lips. And then the other one is Ferocity. So that is what they look like. Okay, so I have actually like 3 different setting sprays. So I have the new Fenty What It Do Makeup Refreshing Spray. Packaging is just absolutely stunning. I love Fenty's packaging. It's like amazing. And then I also have the Bretman Rock 3-in-1 face mist. Now the thing with this one is though, it kind of reminds me of like a shimmery spray that you would use on your body, but we're gonna test it out. My face is feeling a little tight and dry, so I need a lot of dew. And I know it's from that powder, so let's do it, literally. Oh my gosh, it is so light. It doesn't feel like really much of anything on the face. Like it just feels like a little bit of air going on your face. Like the mist is nice. I prefer like a traditional like spray. See, like I like a spray like that personally. That's me being picky though. Let's try this one out. Okay, so we made it to the end, you guys. This was rough. This was like one of those first impressions where almost everything was a fail and nothing was turning out right, but we made it. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm so dramatic. It's just makeup. It's gonna wipe off at the end of the night. But I did have a lot of issues with today's video. As you saw, there's only a couple products in here that I can genuinely say that I'm probably gonna end up loving after today's video. Some of these other products, I'm just like, ew. So let's start off with the things that I do really like and that I'm gonna keep using. I mean, I am gonna keep testing out these products again just because I don't wanna say I hate them just after using them once. So I'll keep you guys posted. But the products that I actually liked in today's video, I really like the Alamar Cosmetics Complexion Trio. This is really cute. I love their products. They really are great. If you've never tried them, I recommend. They're amazing. The LA Girl Eyeshadow Palette, I only used a couple shades in here, but from what I did use, it's great. And I will do another look with these shades because I'm very familiar with LA Girl's formula and their big palettes like this, and it's always amazing. So stay tuned for that look. I also did like the lipstick from Smashbox. I like the cream to matte finish. I've never tried a lipstick like that, so this is cute. I like it, and they have a ton of shades as well. The Makeup Revolution Concealer this did look really full coverage, but it did seem a little bit drying when it was like setting down. So something to keep in mind, but I'm gonna have to get another shade anyway. And same with the Beauty Blender concealer, because these two shades, I mean, this was my fault, but this just did not work. So I gotta swap those out for different shades. And then the Urban Decay All Nighter primer. I'm gonna keep using this because obviously, like primers, I have to use them a couple times to know how they're gonna work and how they wear throughout the day. And then honestly, you guys, that's pretty much it. I don't love these setting sprays that I use, to be honest. I didn't really get much of a dew. I mean, the powder that I used today was super drying. Like my face is still really tight. I thought that these would help, especially using both, but not really. I mean, the Fenty spray, if anything, the packaging is really nice. I just wish that the spritzer was a little bit more like intense. I mean, the fine mist is nice. Like I have a love-hate relationship with it because it is really nice, but whenever I'm spraying something on my face, I want to actually feel it. Like I want to feel the product coming and, you know, actually giving me the full effect, and I don't feel that with this, but I'll keep using it just obviously because I bought it and it does smell really good. I do like the spritzer on the Wet n Wild spray. I just didn't get much of a dew like I was expecting from it, but it does smell really good, and I will keep using it just because, again, my face is so dry today from that Catrice powder. Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. No. The Bretman Rock and Wet n Wild palette, I really wanted to love it, and I'm so happy for him. I think this is amazing that they got to collab together. Like the whole aesthetic of this palette and this collection is beautiful. I wanted to love this palette, but unfortunately I just had so many issues trying to blend out these matte shades. I mean, of course I didn't use all the colors. I will keep you guys updated if I do use more of the shades. I think the shimmers, if anything, are better than the matte, but I just had so many issues. Like this look is not complete in my eyes because it's not fully blended. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's one of those things where like it's not the normal Wet n Wild shadows. Highlighter is really cute. It is very glittery though, so I'll probably just use this on my body in the spring and summer versus on my face. I haven't really been into like that glittery, intense highlighted look. Like sometimes, but typically I've been loving a natural glow. So for me, this is going to be perfect for the body. I hope this was a little bit entertaining and a little bit helpful. If you guys were looking into any of these products, let me know your thoughts down below. If you have tried any of these, like, just let me know. I would love to hear from you. Please be nice. I know that this was not a perfect video and it was a hot mess, but you know, I'm only human and it's only makeup, and I'm probably gonna wash it off soon because my face is just, it's so dry, you guys. Like I wish you could feel it. Not my vibe. But thank you guys so much for watching, and that is it. Please subscribe if you have not already, and if you enjoy me being a hot mess, definitely subscribe. Thank you guys for everything. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Lightning strikes by my window. It's my chest.